Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the best damn wrestling podcast. I am your humble host, Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, uh, let me say that we are braced, and we have royalty in the building. This man is a grappler. He is the green-eyed bandit. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews.
What up, peoples? Yep, your boy is back. I've been busy, but good busy. Busy is always good. You know, idle minds is the devil's playground, so I'm gonna stay busy so he can go find somewhere else to play. What's going on, people? What's up?
Oh, man, we good. Good, man. Can't call it. Next up, we have Mr. Big Stuff himself. Master Chef, bakery master. We know and love him as Senor Fuego. It's the one and only Chef Showtime. What's happening?
What's good? How you guys doing today?
Oh, man, we good, player. Can't call it. We have the ultimate entrepreneur. He is the Don of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. The genie of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. The resident villain, LP, is in the building. What's that?
What's going on, man? I can't believe I see 4 screens today. Let's see how we do it today.
Oh, man, yeah, the 4 is in the place to be, Jack. We the ones, you know what I'm saying? It's good to see all 4 members of the best damn crew in the spot, man. The 4 horsemen in this thing, you know what I'm saying? Fellas, let's go ahead and get into it, man. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the wrestling world. We got some breaking news, man, and we got to have the one and only Mr. Everything to break it to us, man. Mr. Everything, you got the floor. What's happening, my friend?
So we have to start the show off a little bit solemn today. About an hour ago, we've got news that legendary wrestler, WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk has passed away at the age of 79. The source of what actually happened has not been revealed yet, and truthfully, I don't care. That's one of the things I never could understand is when people say, "Oh, such and such passed away." Well, how did he die? Who cares? Who cares how he died? As long as it's not a virus that's going to spread around the world and create zombies, who cares? The man is gone. So we want to say rest in peace to the legendary Terry Funk. Thank you for paving the way for so many professional wrestlers out there. He was a pioneer. He was a road maker. I mean, you think about anybody from Mick Foley to Mark Briscoe to the Briscoes, who all kind of emulated his style. He was Mr. Hardcore. He was, everything that we could think of, ECW, WWE, WCW, New Japan, NWA. So rest in peace, Terry Funk. Godspeed, and we will see you on the other side when we get there.
Rest in peace to the legendary Terry Funk. Let's talk about it real quick, man. Do you have a favorite Terry Funk moment, Mr. Everything?
Man, actually, I honestly don't. I didn't really follow much of Terry Funk's career, truthfully. I just know from being on the road, hearing stories, seeing matches with him and C.W. Anderson, just hearing stories from him and other guys who actually trained under Terry Funk. I want to say one of the biggest ones is Terry Funk and Dusty. I want to say was one of the biggest ones that people would always talk about, and just hearing and seeing people just kind of follow his style is amazing. I mean, that's when you left a mark on the industry or just on the world period, when people want to follow the style that you've done and try to do the things that if they see you do. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got right now.
Oh man, let me go out to the best damn nation, man. If you guys have any fond memories or matches of Terry Funk, just go ahead and put it down there in the comment box. Let people know what was your favorite Terry Funk moment. And we all at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast want to say Godspeed and rest in peace to the legendary Terry Funk. Man, sorry to end it on a kind of somber note. You know what I'm saying? That's not the direction that we wanted to go with, but you know what I'm saying? Potatoes.
Yes.
Oh man, Mr. Everything. I'm gonna run it back to you, man. We're gonna talk about some other things that's been happening in wrestling. Hold on, before I get go a little bit further, man. I wanted to point out this picture, man. We all heard about the Montgomery Brawl and this. The group The New Day. They've always found a way to kind of poke light of a lot of situations, and I can say that the New Day has always been pro progression and pro black. I remember when the Black Lives Matter thing was going on, they had the wristbands and the armbands that had to be Black Lives Matter logo on it. And then they kind of found a way to kind of slide social issues or media or entertainment news into their promos in a lot of ways. But I wanted to point out this picture that popped up of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston holding these white Montgomery Brawl, Alabama chairs, man, the white folding chairs. LP, we talked about it last week, man. You said you hated Xavier Woods' new hairstyle, man. He's kind of look like Milli Vanilli over there. What's going on? Giving us Milli Vanilli vibes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I thought that was funny, so I just wanted to share it with the Best Damn Nation, man. And I didn't get a chance to do it with you guys last week, man, but this year marks 50 years in hip hop, man. And we got to talk about this dope spread that happened, man. We got Busta Rhymes, Method Man, and 50 Cent all in great shape, mind you. All these guys, they look like they will be a great faction. Straight up. But, they're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. Fellas, I just want to go around the room real quick, man, and just kind of mention some of our favorite hip hop songs. And let's do this even further. What has been some of your favorite rappers or stars in the hip hop world that's collaborated or in some type of way with wrestling? You know what I'm saying? For instance, I'm going to go ahead and mention the great Snoop Dogg, who is a WWE Hall of Famer. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is a WWE Hall of Fame, a longtime fan. He's even been involved in a couple of segments. Most recently, man, last year, I believe it was last year, he saved a segment with The Miz and Shane McMahon, where
that was different.
Yeah, where Shane McMahon's quads blew out, man. He looked like a transformer like he was a break dancing Ninja Turtle. You know what I'm saying? Blew out both of his quads. He took 2 steps, took another step, just folded back. It was horrible. But Snoop Dogg kind of saved that moment, man, and did a Snoop Dogg people's elbow, which was kind of funny, man. But Snoop Dogg is definitely a part of hip hop, and he's a huge WWE fan, man. Fellas, let's go around the board. Let's talk about some of your favorite rappers that crossed over into the wrestling territory. Let me go, LP.
You say what now? The rappers that became wrestlers, or wrestlers became rappers?
No, rappers that's kind of made their presence known in the wrestling world. Like I just gave you an example of Snoop Dogg, man. How Snoop Dogg kind of dabbled in the WWE and now is a WWE legend. Talk about some wrestlers, some of your favorite rappers that's kind of stuck their foot into the wrestling entertainment world.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna be the villain, I'm gonna be the villain. So if we're gonna talk about wrestling and rapping, let's talk about that culture vulture. John Cena would have to be John Cena would have to be listed in that category. Dr. Thugonomics himself, who had a platinum rap album, who had a lot of black friends that used to come out there and rap with him. I don't know where they at now. You know, I gotta give that to the Dr. Thugonomics.
Oh man, hey, you know what? He might be the best rapper wrestler of all time. You know what I'm saying? I think I would give it to John Cena for that one.
Yeah,
And yeah, he did have a platinum album, which is crazy to me. A lot of people don't even know that John Cena has a platinum rap album. That's pretty crazy. Let me go over to Chef, man. Chef, who are some of your favorite wrestlers that kind of stepped foot in the wrestling ring?
R-Truth.
R-Truth? Yeah, man.
That boy beastie.
R-Truth
I like
is
John Cena rapping. John Cena sucks.
hey man, he still got his entrance on, man. I wish I could show. Have you guys seen that South African video? I think it was a South African video of a politician. I guess he was running on a political platform, and he used John Cena's music at the end of it, and it was like fireworks and all kind of confetti floating around. I was like, man, that was dope as hell. I like how they did that. I thought that was interesting, man. Also, let me give some love to Wale, man. Wale, who also has Wale Mania adjacent to WrestleMania every year, where he brings out the hip hop community and mixes it with the wrestling world, man. Wale is a huge wrestling fan, and he's a great rapper, man. So I gotta salute Wale for that. Man, let's go ahead and get into some more stuff, man.
Well, before we do that, I got a list of rappers that's actually stepped into a WWE forum in some kind of way. So really quick, gonna run through these as fast as possible. Coming in at number 10. Hold on, the phone's doing something crazy. Coming in at number 10, Ice-T. Ice-T went to the ring alongside the Godfather during his entrance in WrestleMania 2000.
I get it.
number 9 at WrestleMania 5, Run DMC went out there and performed during WrestleMania. So that's amazing. I didn't remember that. Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is a rap artist? Oh,
a wannabe rapper.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess what a wannabe made his wannabe self in a wrestling ring. That was a dumb segment that he had with the Miz. Let's not forget about that whole debacle. Fred Durst, who was legendary for doing Undertaker's biker persona music along with Limp Bizkit. Salt and Pepper. made an
Really?
appearance at WrestleMania. Said it was the one of the worst WrestleManias of all time during their performance. It was out there with Bret the Hitman Hart. Let's see, MGK went out there at number 5. He actually got involved and got slammed through a table off the
He got
entranceway.
powerbomb.
Yeah, by
I
Kevin
remember
Owens.
that. I
Yep.
remember that. Yeah.
Flow Rider has always been instrumental in WWE. He's had some music plays, especially when they go down to Florida and they do things out there. Flow Rider's always been like number 1 to kind of get picked up. Wale, as we just mentioned, came in at number 3. Snoop Dogg came in at number 2, Sasha Banks' cousin. Let's not forget that. And at number 1, we cannot forget this man because he's been doing a lot lately. Bad Bunny has been doing some things. And let's not also forget Mr. 305. His music has been utilized a lot in WWE whenever they would go down to Florida as well. So
Bad Bunny.
10.
Bad Bunny is a damn rapper.
Huh?
He's
Y'all
a
not,
Spanish rapper.
y'all not gonna put Bad Bunny on no hip hop list. I'm sorry.
Look, this is not my list. This is a list I found on Google, on the internet, on the World Wide Web. This is
You
what
can't
they
say
said.
that. You can't say that though, LP, because he's a Spanish hip hop.
Yeah.
Him reggaeton. So that's yeah.
And if we want to mention wrestlers that were rappers, we have John Cena, R-Truth. Macho Man actually did a rap
He
song.
did do a rap album in the early 2000s.
Hulk Hogan. We all call him Terry now. No one calls him Hulk Hogan anymore. We call him Terry. Let's call him who he is. And Conan actually did a rap album as well. So they're all your rappers of the world who were either a wrestler or got involved in wrestling in some kind of way. And that's just WWE. Let's not forget the independents in AEW who try to bring in guys like Rick Ross, Stevie J and Meek Mill and all of them. So there's a lot of guys out there that's actually had their opportunities in the wrestling world. Oh, and let's please forget. After I say it, let's go ahead and erase it. Let's go ahead and do the Men in Black, zap your eyes. Bow Wow.
Oh, when he was beefing with James Garfield.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, you guys forgot something, man. I gotta call him a rapper, man. Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, who has had plenty of rap albums. Yeah. Shaq can still rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He DJs now. And he does a lot. And he got his hand in every damn thing. I think that Shaquille O'Neal, as a basketball player and just entertainer all around, probably has one of the best careers because he's really done a lot of things. But he right now is invested into everything. Mm-hmm. If there is a guide to investment written by Shaquille O'Neal, that would be a top-selling book because I would want to know how he negotiates a lot of these deals. I know it's because that he's well liked and he has a household name. But man, Shaquille O'Neal is probably one of those success stories, man, that other than Jordan, a lot of people admire him for his business savvy.
He's a cop too.
We ain't gonna talk about that. We're not going to allow that Shaquille O'Neal, big ass, and the police. You know what I'm saying? Next, you about to tell me he's an ordained preacher, and if hey, he would have a mega church for real.
He would.
He would have a mega church for real. Oh man, listen, there was something that happened on Monday Night Raw. The last time we talked about Raw, man, we saw the WWE heavyweight champion Seth Rollins being attacked by Shinsuke Nakamura. A lot of people were trying to figure out why he attacked him, and I said it was plain and simple to me. Shinsuke wanted to be in the title picture. Shinsuke is tired of sitting there watching and playing the middle card. And Shinsuke is, let's not forget a couple of years ago when Shinsuke came in, he was the biggest damn signee that the WWE had for a small amount of time, man. And he really made a huge impact when he came in. So a lot of people are kind of downplaying Shinsuke as a legitimate threat, but Shinsuke is definitely a legitimate threat. And, with the introduction of Pat McAfee to SmackDown, when Pat McAfee was on SmackDown, he really highlighted Shinsuke Nakamura in his career and got the fans behind Shinsuke even more. So now Shinsuke is trying to find his footing on the Raw brand. He attacked Seth Rollins. They were asking him why he did it, and what he whispered in Seth Rollins when he kind of explained why he did it. He wanted to be in line. Seth Rollins was like, "Man, if you wanted to be in line, the only thing that you had to do was ask." But we know that stuff don't go down like that. You can't just ask. But there was something that Shinsuke Nakamura had whispered in Seth Rollins' ear. And everybody was trying to figure out what it was, and he told us what it was. He said, "I know about your back." I'm like, "What you mean you know about my back?" Seth Rollins has been fighting an injury for quite some time, man. He has 2 fractures in this vertebrae, and he has been wrestling at a at a high level for a very long time with that injury, man. I want to talk about that real quick. And do you guys think that Seth Rollins can sustain being the champion right now with an injury? Let me ask that to Chef Showtime. How do you feel Seth's reign will be? Do you think his reign will end, or do you think it'll keep on going?
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're gonna keep it going because they're not gonna take it from Seth right now. Because like it'd be best if they did take it from him, but you know how WWE don't care about their employees. They gonna keep them fighting, taking.
Yeah, man, I can kind of see that. LP, who do you think should be the successor to Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw?
It depends on how long before they do it. I mean, they really need to go ahead and take it off of him so the man can heal up, because all he gonna do is make it so it takes longer for him to come back. I really want Gunther to go ahead and get his little reign, and then he need to go ahead and get it, because like he done
No.
let me say this clear, especially with Chef on the line. And y'all can argue with your mamas and your daddies and your greasy grandpappy. Gunther is the best champion on both shows. You look at this man matches. He ain't really been having no bullcrap easy wins. This dude has been having some hell of, even with Shorty G. That was a hell of a damn match. Like every match he has put out. Like y'all say what you want to about Roman. Roman has not had a hard match in a very long time. They'll make it look close, but Roman could have really killed Sammy. He could have killed Jay. Let's keep it a buck. They make it entertaining. Roman matches are entertaining, but look at all the other champions. Tell me another champion. Even Seth. Seth has some alright stuff, but not even Seth is second. Who has had better matches in their championship reign other than my man Gunther? Go ahead, make something up, Chef.
A lot of people have better reign. Man, Gunther sucks. I don't like Gunther. Gunther is what you call the dumpster water boo-boo. You know what I mean?
What? I gotta agree with LP on that, man. I think that if you're going to take it off somebody and give it to someone who's going to have 5-star matches every time, I would definitely give it to Gunther. Gunther versus Chad Gable or Shorty G, as LP just named him, had a knockout, drag out, clinic of a fight where Chad Gable really put it to Gunther. I think that crazy enough, I think that Chad Gable was Gunther's toughest match, just because of his wrestling ability, and then his low center of gravity. It seemed like that Chad Gable really had Gunther's number on a couple of times, man. And I think that they had a really good fight. Gunther doesn't miss when it comes to his matches. So if Seth Rollins had to drop the belt to somebody, I could definitely see it being Gunther. You know what I'm saying? I would love for Shinsuke to get that belt. I mean, I think that would be cool to have a man of Asian descent and a woman of Asian descent as champions at the same time. I think that'd be the first time that's ever happened in the WWE. To see that. So, and then Finn Balor is still around, vying for opportunity, and Damian Priest still has the briefcase. Drew McIntyre is in a tag team picture right now with Matt Riddle. Funny enough, the New Day gave Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle a nickname. You guys want to know what it was?
What was it?
Mac Riddle. Like the Mac Riddle? But Mac Riddle? Yeah. Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty. I thought that was kind of creative, LP. You ain't like the Mac Riddle name?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I damn near want to turn the channel anytime the New Day come on. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I'm so tired of Roscoe and tap dancing Charlie. Like, do they change it and really do something, man? I'm not thinking about no New Day, man. To me, they are some damn jokes. They when Vince wants somebody to tap dance, he called a damn New Day. Make me laugh, boy. Do that jig. Until they do something else, man. I don't know. I'm sick of that. And definitely with them damn braids. Come on, man. Ain't no way in the hell he put them braids in his head and he thought that shit looked good. He's trolling. He got to be trolling.
Well, he could be preparing for something else. I think the braids, Xavier Woods is one of the guys that does like the Comic Cons and all that. So expect him to pop up somewhere with some kind of crazy costume or something.
There ain't nobody in anime, cartoon, or movie that he can portray. Unless he could be young.
Don't do that. He could be the Predator. He
could be Jumpin' Jack Flash, Whoopi Goldberg when she was Jumpin' Jack Flash.
I was about to say Whoopi Goldberg in the color purple.
Now, wait a minute. Now, what if they go on a Milli Vanilli type run with the tag team and start stealing other people's moves?
You know what? That would be entertaining.
No.
I would like that.
I do think they about to get the belts back though. Which, to be honest, they shouldn't get the belts back. They should really be trying to push other people because there's too many tag teams. But KO and Sammy don't need it. They need to go ahead and do their own separate stuff. They're KO back. They need to split up. Like every time KO's, I know I love KO, but every time KO's in the ring, I just be waiting for him to betray Sammy because it's coming.
Yeah, I feel it, and I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, they are on a great run. Matter of fact, they were in, I believe, was it Quebec? Oh, where were they at?
Montreal.
Was it Quebec? Montreal. Yeah. I think it was Montreal. It was one of the Canadian cities. But they were in Canada, man, and Sami Zayn came out to a thunderous applause, man. And I had just said on the last podcast that Sami has definitely lost a lot of steam. But seeing that on Monday Night Raw makes me think that people still are getting behind Sami, and if they have a good storyline on Monday Night Raw, then Sami Zayn should be a part of that in some type of way. Now, for some strange reason, Sami Zayn and KO have been like the protectors and saviors to a lot of wrestlers like Seth Rollins and and Cody Rhodes. It's the weirdest thing. I don't get it. And to me, I think that they should go ahead and either split the belts or put it on somebody else. And give Sami Zayn a singles run. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm kind of losing faith in the whole Sami Zayn thing. But to be honest with you, that reception that he got on Monday Night Raw made me think that, you know, a lot of people still love Sami, man. And then if they doing something right, if they need a successor to Seth Rollins, I think putting the belt on Sami would be a good thing. I think that Sami Zayn can really keep things going and keep the show going. To be honest with you, he's at the top of the card most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So, other than Gunther, I think that Raw got a lot of talent, man. You got Drew, you got I just had a brain fart.
You got Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is out, man. But and I know he's poking at Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman had some sightings, man. Let's talk about it real quick. Braun Strowman was seen with a new Latina, some new hotness. You know what I'm saying? New mamacita in these streets. He was once dating Raquel Rodriguez, and then all of a sudden these breakup rumors started happening, and then Braun Strowman is on the video with this young lady, man, and you know, tongues started to wagging, man. Chef, that's your boy, man. What's happening with your boy Braun Strowman? Can't got the tongue? You don't want to talk about it? You don't want to comment on it? It's okay. Oh man.
He probably talking away and his thing on mute. Ain't can't nobody hear.
Oh man, probably. Well, look, man, let's go ahead and get into something that's been on my mind a little bit. Let's go over to AEW and let's talk CM Punk. Mr. Everything, there's a little turmoil or a little controversy backstage at AEW, man, with CM Punk. Let's talk about that real quick.
Man, it's always some type of controversy or something with CM Punk. I just don't understand. I mean, you got a job, you're doing something that you love, you're somewhere where people don't want you to be, and you're still there. So what is the problem? Like at the end of the day, I mean, he went on this little stint, this little run saying, oh, I'm sorry, I want to make amends with this and I want to do that. And he came over to WWE and he apologized to them and all this different jazz. But it's like, don't apologize if you're going to do the same thing over again. You know what I'm saying? Like your apologies is null and void and I don't want it. Show me that you're going to be different rather than saying instead of saying you're going to be different. So I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if the guys just if I don't know. And truthfully, I don't know. I don't know what the man's problem is, and it ain't gonna get no better because nobody in the locker room wants to deal with him. And when you have a situation where nobody wants to deal with you, it makes it hard for people to be able to put you on as a product or as a brand. Like it's making it hard for them to put him on TV. He did the little conquistador gimmick with Samoa Joe, you know, as a tribute to Edge and all this jazz. But Samoa Joe is one of the guys that he will bust your face open if he wants to. So you got to figure out CM Punk, man. If you're watching this, hopefully you are. Figure it out, fix it, and go get your money, man. Because after a while, you're up in age. Anybody gonna want to deal with you? Anybody want to be bothered with you? You got a little spot on that TV series Heels, so that's pretty good for you, I guess. But you know, what else you got? You know what I'm saying? In the world of professional wrestling, you know, the smallest things, the greatest thing that you do, a small people would know. The minute you start messing up, the whole world gonna know, and that's where you at right now.
I think that AEW is in a weird period in their growth where they have a lot of stars. No, I take that back. They have a lot of wrestlers that they don't really know what to do with. And everybody is vying for TV time. And now, you know, they have this collision show between Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. You're trying to find places for all of these people that you hired on and brought on. And then some other wrestlers that are not doing as much are being brought down to Ring of Honor. No slight to Ring of Honor, but they don't get enough TV time. You know what I'm saying, for the product to be as good as it is. So they're in a weird kind of transition period where both of their champions, their main champions, CM Punk and MJF, are very controversial figures. And I think that they are doing that for a reason, but will that be the downfall or will that be the triumph of AEW? You know what I'm saying? I think, to be honest with you, MJF does a lot more harm than he does good.
Why you say that? Main reason I say that because the mentality behind,
because there's no respect on the belt right now.
Okay.
There's so many belts in AEW, and as far as his belt, people just want to beat him. They don't even care about the championship. They just want to beat MJF, which all credit due to MJF for making it his, right? But he says some things that are very damaging to the ego of Tony Khan and the AEW team. It's like having a unexploded grenade just sitting in your bedroom. And every time you go to sleep, you don't know when that bitch gonna blow up. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And then CM Punk is the same thing. You hear in a lot of stories backstage that a lot of people don't get along with CM Punk, or that CM Punk has this list of wrestlers that he doesn't want to be on his show Collision. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, that's weird to me. That's a lot of power. That kind of almost goes back to Impact and when Hogan had power, or when Hogan had power in WCW. You know what I'm saying? That kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Who do you see as a bigger draw, MJF or CM Punk? Let me go, Mr. Everything.
You definitely got to go with MJF because he's on TV. And I look at MJF as like a new age Stone Cold. Like he goes out there and talks mad trash, and he goes against the grain of his bosses and superiors. And there's a lot of people out there, especially now, maybe more now than the Attitude Era, who really want to go out there and say, you know what? Screw you, boss. I ain't doing what you want me to do. And you keep talking. I'm gonna tell your wife that you're sleeping with the secretary, and I'm gonna tell the secretary that you got connections with the drug lords, with the janitors, and all this different stuff. Like, that's MJF. CM Punk is the guy that's just having issues backstage, and it's not it's not showing on TV. Like, it's not something where you're tuning in and say, okay, I want to see what CM Punk's going to say today. It's more so it's like, all right, well, CM Punk's up here. He must have got by just from whatever happened backstage. Like, no one's actually turning on AEW to see CM Punk, unless he's wrestling. I mean, he's very rarely wrestling. But you got MJF, who goes out there and says everything that everyone's thinking, but they won't say. And you can't deny his star power with that type of mentality of going out there and just saying things and drawing the people in emotionally. That's the biggest thing, is the emotion factor. Is he can go out there and say something and you be like, you know what? I feel the same damn way. You know what? I ain't going to work tomorrow, but I'm still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's MJF. He said, screw you, I ain't coming to work tomorrow, but I'll still be here. Because at the end of the day, I know I still got to get a paycheck. So, MJF is a bigger draw for me.
LP, man, who would you rather see, man, if you had to go pay for a AEW ticket? Would you want to see MJF, or would you want to see CM Punk at the top of the card?
I mean, a lot of what Mr. Everything said is correct. MJF is more entertaining. I mean, CM Punk is not even delivering in the ring like he used to. Even when he have good matches, he's still in the class where most of those people are retired or they about to retire. So he don't have a whole lot of time left. To be perfectly honest, CM Punk has a big name, but CM Punk has never been the name he think he is. CM Punk is not Stone Cold. CM Punk is not The Rock. He's not The Undertaker. He's not Ric Flair. Those are names that everybody knows, whether you was a wrestling fan or not. Triple H is a big name. HBK is a big name, but they ain't nowhere close to as big as The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, and Ric Flair. Those four names right there transcend wrestling. If you ever watched it, everybody knows those four. So CM Punk is big for people who watch wrestling, but most of the average person don't know who the hell CM Punk is. So I think sometimes he thinks he's a lot bigger than he actually is. That's what hurts him the most. You know, he didn't get it while he could, and now he's still trying to hold on, and he feels like drama is what brings it. But MJF is kind of a homegrown star. He's AEW's homegrown star. They got some homegrown people. Even Jericho, he started AEW, but he's still WWE. The Young Bucks, they started it, but they still got. To me, when I think of Young Bucks, I think of Ring of Honor because that's where I knew Young Bucks from. A lot of those other stars, you knew them from other places. I never heard of MJF until AEW. So to me, he's one of he might be the top homegrown star of the company.
Yeah, man. You see some of the other homegrown talent that are trying to make some waves, like Darby Allin, and then you have Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I can't remember who else. Ricky Starks. I'm a Ricky Starks fan. I like Ricky Starks, man, and I wish that NXT would have picked him up when he tried out. But the other homegrown talent, I'm not a fan of there. I'm not a fan of Darby Allin. I don't get it. I'm not a real big fan of MJF. I tune in to see what MJF talks about, but I still have yet to see him really wrestle a full match. Maybe it's me. I guess and I've heard he had some pretty decent matches, but I don't know. I don't even know what his finishing move is, to be honest with you. So, but he just takes pride in embarrassing his opponents. So maybe I just got to go and actually sit down and watch a full MJF match from start to finish, but I'm not interested. You know what I mean? I'm more interested in what he's saying and his gimmicks than him actually wrestling and in the ring. So his mouth and his mouthpiece is actually way bigger than his in-ring presence because his in-ring presence, nobody is afraid of him.
See, but I think you're a good example of the example I'm about to give out. Like, you watch wrestling, but you're WWE 1,000% before you anything else. You'll watch it here and there, but you're mainly gonna be WWE. Even back when WCW and WWE had the Monday Night Wars, I would watch both shows, but at one time I was only WCW. It wasn't until I was flipping back and forth and I seen Brian Pillman, who I didn't know who the hell it was, pull a gun out on this bald-headed crazy dude coming through the door. And I was hooked. That pulled me back to WWE, and I've been back to WWE like ever since. But I think a lot of fans or a lot of people who compare both shows, they often criticize AEW for the same things that WWE is doing. They often criticize AEW for their women division. WWE has a horrible women division as well, and they're not doing a good job with their women as well. You said something earlier. You said it was something you said about the MJF don't bring something about a title or something. Something you said in reference to that.
He doesn't bring prestige to the title.
But look at all the champions in WWE who don't bring prestige to the title. We literally just said that. Outside of if you want to say Roman, you could say Roman, but other than Gunther, all those other champions not really bringing nothing. Rhea's not bringing nothing. Whoever the tag girls are, I don't know who even got those belts right now. Nothing. Four guys on the tag team belts, they doing nothing. Rey Mysterio just won that belt, but come on now, what you think Rey gonna really do with that belt? I think that's all the damn hardcore. R-Truth with the hardcore title was putting in more work. They need to bring that belt back they was putting in a little bit more work. So, but a lot of the things people complain about AEW is literally the exact. Both of the shows have equal problems. Not have enough not have enough TV time for their stars. Trying to cram. At least AEW is making other shows. WWE, you see it in 2 shows, and that's it. They're not even trying to really do stuff like they used to, which they easily could. They probably could easily have a Saturday night or Friday night or something like that. But I guess they got NXT, so I guess they don't want to put out a 4th show. But I think when you're homegrown and you just love your thing, like no matter what the other ones do, you ain't never really gonna give them their props.
So let me pose a question real quick, because you did bring up a good point, LP, that WWE could create another show for the talent that they're not using. If you were to have created another show, what night would you put it on, and what kind of championship would kind of lead that show? Like, would you take the IC title over to that show and let it be the main title, or the United States title, or would you just create a whole nother belt? Which, we talk all the time about having too many belts and not enough talent to be able to utilize it or bring any type of prestige to it. But so if you were to bring another show, what night would you bring it on? Because you got to think about it. You got Monday, you got Friday, you got Wednesday with NXT, and then Wednesday is also AEW. So you got to think about it in terms of viewership. How many people are going to actually watch on a Saturday night, especially if that's the premium live event nights as well. So which night would you put it on, and who would be your top stars in terms of that show?
I would put it either on a Saturday or I would put it on a Sunday. You got to think Sundays work because look at pay-per-views. So you definitely can't say nobody will watch wrestling on Sunday. And even if you did on Saturdays, I wouldn't do it at night. I would do it during the day. I'm not expecting it to be on the same level as SmackDown and Raw, but you remember back in the day when we had damn near wrestling almost at any given time, and it could be like an hour show or a 2-hour show just to give these other guys what did they used to have. It wasn't Shotgun Saturday. I ain't thinking about Shotgun Saturday.
I remember Saturday mornings. It was
They used to have Shotgun Saturday nights, but they did used to have something during the morning. But the one in the morning was mainly like a recap show, but they would have some matches in between it. But they really could put a show on Saturday or Sunday, like a 2-hour show. And I would either take the US title or the Intercontinental title and let that be like a main title over there, or I would bring back an old belt. I would bring back the European. If you look at the matches the European Championship used to have, shout out to D'Lo Brown, the greatest European champion of all time. But they used to have some real great matches with that belt. Bring that belt and let that be over there because they have a ton of stars that could easily wrestle on another show. And just so people can see them and not try to shoehorn everybody within 3 hours. WWE probably got what, like maybe 80 wrestlers, maybe? I don't know the number. Let's just roughly say 80. Raw is 3 hours, SmackDown is 2 hours. That's a lot of people to try to cram in a week. And it ain't like 1 week you got these people. I don't want to see no more matches with KO, Sammy, and Cody versus the damn Judgment Day. I don't want to see no variation of that. No damn more. Like, please, for the love of God, stop. So that's the stuff like shock the world and let somebody else be the main event, of something. But like those are the problems that they have that nobody talks about because WWE can be like, well, y'all gonna watch it anyway. Y'all gonna complain about it, but y'all still gonna watch it. You might stop watching it, but you're gonna come back. And that's why I originally thought the good part of AEW was because that'll make WWE step up their game. And I think at one point in time they did. But I think now, they were a little bit afraid of AEW. But like now they're not. So they're just like, it's gonna be what's gonna be. We're gonna do what we want to do. If you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. We're not gonna change. And that's the biggest problem that I think that Triple H. I would love to have 30 minutes with Triple H. Just 30 minutes, and just say what I got to say. he might pedigree me or tell me to shut my black ass up when I get done. But I would still love to just have a good 30 minutes and like, bruh, Like this is, I said the same thing about John Cena. I would love to talk to John Cena and be like, man, this is why I don't like you. And I would tell him, I would tell him the things that made me not like him and the things that he did, and this stuff that why fans turned on him. I was a huge John Cena fan, but I would tell him the things that fans, the real reason why they turned on you. But they don't care. They gonna do what they want to do. They really don't care what the fans want. The fans can beg all they want to about the LA Knight shit, but the LA Knight is not gonna be where everybody want him to be. He gonna be right where he at. That's a prime example.
Mm.
And
You don't think that? Go ahead.
In terms of LA Knight, I think the way his stardom is, I don't think the fans are ever going to turn on him, no matter what WWE does. Like, I think he's going to be one of those guys who just has that polarizing effect on the fans, kind of like when The Rock would come out, and didn't matter what he said or what he did, they were still kind of behind him in some kind of way. And I think LA Knight has that same ability to be able to walk out. As soon as his music hits, it's immediate eruption. It's not many guys that's on WWE now who, when their music hit, you get all the crowd just kind of standing up going crazy. You got some that they'll sing their songs or whatever, but nobody really has that ability to draw the fans from that first little note, that and then everybody just comes out and see like, oh, it's LA Knight time. Yes, I'm here. I'm with you. Yeah. That's all they want to do. They just want to get up and say yeah. And I think that's a big thing that happened with like The Rock and Stone Cold, who would have those one-liners that drew you in and made you want to say it. Like Stone Cold's what? Everybody says it. They still say it now. And I think that's the big thing for LA Knight, is having that one line or that one word that makes you be like, yeah, I want to be involved. I want to be invested in this, because that's really cool to me. And like, you can't even say LA Knight without saying yeah right after it.
If I can, LA Knight. Yes. LA Knight. Yes. I love LA Knight, man. I'm really, I don't know if he has it in the ring though. And there's still that question mark for me. If LA Knight can carry the momentum that he has, the charisma that he has, and that to be able to match his wrestling abilities. I have not seen a 5-star LA Knight match.
See, let me say one more thing real quick. One thing I can't say about LA Knight, and I want you to think about it. If you want to talk about skills and wrestling skills, Stone Cold was not the best wrestler at any given time on any show he was on. He was never the best wrestler. Stone Cold was a good wrestler. He was a better brawler, and he found him an in-between. Once LA Knight finds his in-between, LA Knight don't got to be no great wrestler, because it is what it is. He has the character that'll bring him out. Stone Cold did a lot of brawling. He do the press, leg stomps, a couple of suplexes and stuff like that, but he was never the best wrestler on any lineup he was on. So LA Knight literally can do the same thing. He just gotta be LA Knight, because just like Mr. Everything said, that's what people like. So his wrestling skills, as long as he don't botch, he can be basic. His finishing move is basic as hell, but he's entertaining. I mean, The Rock was very athletic, but would you ever say The Rock was the best wrestler on the team? The Undertaker, was he the best wrestler? So it's not about being the best wrestler. Chad Gable is the best wrestler. Kurt Angle was like one of the best wrestlers. Even Jericho, was he the best wrestler? Being, with wrestling, it's never about your skills. Shelton Benjamin was the best wrestler, but that didn't mean shit, because Shelton didn't have no character and stuff like that. So I think LA Knight gonna be all right. He just gotta keep being LA Knight.
Yeah. That was not intended, by the way. that was a tick. That little yeah I said, that was a tick. Oh man. You know what, LP, you have a point. Some of our favorite wrestlers were not very good wrestlers. And now that I think about Stone Cold in the ring, his moveset was super simple. You're right. He was a brawler. I personally love brawlers. You know what I'm saying? I love the style of a brawler like Bradshaw and Stone Cold and those burly guys that brawl. I love that style if it's matched with character. You know what I'm saying? Like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't never remember seeing him do anything spectacular, but I remember the and him being aggressive and a hard hitter. Big Man Vader was the same way. He was aggressive and a hard hitter. And I love those brawlers because they make you believe, right? It ain't about technique. It ain't about style. When they hit you, you gonna feel it. They make you believe it. And I think that's what Gunther has a little bit of that we love is that strong style or that brutish energy that's in this disciplined, trained sculpture of a man. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. Some of our favorite wrestlers were not very good wrestlers in the term of wrestling, but their characters really took them over the edge. And LA Knight definitely has that. Now, can he sustain that? He could. My question is, can he pivot if the fans turn on him?
Yeah, he'll be a hell of a heel. He was started off as a heel.
He started off as a heel, but people are cheering him now.
Yeah, but I think he can easily make that transition back to a heel. And he'll be one of those heels that you hate, but you like, damn. That's like when The Rock went heel, he was Holly Rock. You can boo him all you want to, but damn if he were entertaining and you couldn't help but to laugh. So like I think LNA would be a hell of a heel. And people still gonna love him. Just like Mr. Everything said. They still gonna be on the side because you know, and there hasn't been a homegrown. The last homegrown star that I think the fans try to get over was Becky. So I think we remember when everybody wanted Becky and they just wouldn't give it to Becky. They wouldn't give it to Becky, and then they finally did when they didn't have a choice. I think that's kind of the same kind of way LA Knight is headed. Now, whether he fall off like Becky done fell off, I don't know, but because Becky definitely has fallen off with this whole Trish man.
Yeah, man. We talked about it last week. About Trish being trash in the ring. She is horrible. It's very hard to watch. It's like I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Trish, you know what? I can't even put that on her. I was gonna call her the Mae Young of this generation, but I can't call her that because near the end of her career, Mae Young was doing some amazing things, being put through rings and being beat up by men. Mae Young was doing some absolutely great work towards the end of her wrestling career. But Trish Stratus right now is just, I don't know. She stinks, man. I hate it. I hate to see it because she's an absolute legend. But her in-ring ability is showing, man, and she is not good. We talked about her move, I don't know what you call this. It's not the Stratisfaction. It's called something else. But where she gets on the handstand, she tries to do like a handstand hurricanrana.
Yeah.
And everybody always tries to help her when she does it, and it's just like her legs just trailing, and they trying to grab it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It looks horrible. It looks absolutely horrible. She needs to stop. But man, let me ask you guys a question, man. Who is a wrestler who you feel like should get a second chance with the WWE, whether they are currently wrestling now or whether they are a WWE legend or a Hall of Famer? Who do you think could come back right now and survive in this environment? Let me go, Chef. LP.
Chef. I probably would say Rusev, because much like I said before, Rusev was somebody who was over, and they just would not. They wouldn't. To me, Rusev and Umaga are two people that I really wanted to see do more. At least Umaga did do a little bit more, but before his passing, all his other issues. But Rusev definitely was over. but they didn't like that because, like I said, he got it over organically. So yeah, I think he hasn't really done much with his Miro, whatever his name of character is over there. I think he needed a character, and Rusev was his character. Some wrestlers can't be themselves. So I think all wrestlers, I don't miss everything. I don't know if you got a backup plan, but if you ever sign with somebody, I think all wrestlers can have a backup persona and be ready to pull it out the box just in case they go somewhere and you go back and you Mike Jones. Like don't nobody want to see Mike Jones when you've been Mr. Everything for 20 damn years. So like, and it seems like most wrestlers don't have a backup plan. When Christian went over there, Christian Cage, a lot of people think Edge may go over there and go by, if he does, he'll go by his real name. I hate when wrestlers go by their real names, like, but is that a normal thing? I don't know, Mr. Everything. You tell me, is that something that you're supposed to do? Go to your, because nobody hardly ever starts a whole new persona in another company.
I can tell you who his backup character is.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Ert Hansen.
I knew he's going to do it.
What's happening, Bert? Bert, who the hell you know named Bert?
Man, listen. The only Bert I ever known was on Sesame Street. That's the only Bert I ever known. But to answer LP's question, that is something some wrestlers actually do. They actually do go by their real names. Some because the character name that they've gone by for so long is probably copyrighted by the company and owned by the company, so they can't utilize it. And then if you think about it, the name that they had on the Indies or before they got signed is probably not as strong and entertaining as it is now. I mean, look at John Cena. If he was to go back to wrestling and go to another company, ain't nobody going to look at him as a prototype. Let's just be honest. Nobody's going to say, oh, yeah, that's the prototype. I can definitely see that. That's why it's so easy to kind of go in with a name that you have, like AJ Styles. He came in with the name AJ Styles. For me, I've been told that my real name is very strong and can be utilized. I mean, that was told to me by Triple H, that he loves my real name, but he's willing to go by the wrestling name because that's what people recognize me as. So you got to look at what do they really recognize you as, and then whenever you make that transition to something else or a different character, what is actually going to be strong enough and good enough for people to say, you know what, I can definitely see that being his name. And you can't go wrong with your real name because you was born with it. People they know it. When you Google Edge, his real name comes up. So if he was to go to AEW and wrestle on his real name, they'd be like, okay, yeah, that's definitely him. But I know him as Edge, but I do know him as this as well.
Yeah, you also see a lot of wrestlers who make the transition and then they go to their real name. Like the Big Show doesn't go by the Big Show anymore. He goes by his real name. Paul Wright. Paul Wright. I just heard a advertisement for it's a big Oasis pool party that they having out here in Phoenix, and the Garcia twins or the Bella twins are hosting it. So they went back to their name Garcia, but they still put the WWE moniker in their introductions to let everybody know who they are, because they made that transition and changed their name from Bella to their real name, which are the Garcia twins. A lot of people are starting to do that, but I think a lot of people want to build that barrier between who they really are and who they play on TV. You know what I'm saying? For them to live the character, because other than that, they can just be who they are but amplified. You know what I'm saying? But the problem gets in between when the line of reality is kind of muddled between character and who the person actually is, especially if their character is some type of a villain. You know what I'm saying? And we see that a lot of like Dark Side of the Ring, where some people actually try to live the persona of who they are for years, and that is told by the actions that they do outside of the ring. For instance, Ric Flair was Ric Flair 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Ric Flair was who he was, and although his character was really loosely based off of who he was, amplified. He kind of muddled the line between who's the Ric Flair character and who am I really. You know what I'm saying? So for some people, it's good to have that character and that facade. When I'm goofy and making faces and all that stuff, that's who I naturally am. But when I'm renegade, it's kind of turned up a little bit. So it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, funny story in terms of someone trying to live the character, and it really is a character. Al Snow, when I had a chance to sit down and talk with him in Colorado, he told me the story of how he would go to shows, not shows, restaurants, and be Al Snow. And he would literally go to the restaurant and order his food and order food for Head, the little mannequin, thing that he had with him. He would order food for the mannequin and be sitting there and hold conversations with the Head and everything. And he said he's got kicked out of a lot of restaurants because it just looked weird. And people like, this guy looks crazy, but it was just him living that character. So when you saw him on TV, it was relatable. You knew exactly who he was. But it was just one of those things like, okay, enough is enough when you showing up and you ordering 2 meals for you and this mannequin who's not going to even eat the food.
Right.
So that does bring up a good point. And people who actually live the hype of who they are on TV.
Yeah, man. But if you ain't living the character, just do who you is. Maybe it might work for you. I think the LA Knight, the character LA Knight is who LA Knight kind of is, but amplified a little bit. You saw him play a couple of other characters, man. He was Eli Drake, and then he was LA Knight when he came to NXT, and then he got pulled up the main roster, and now he was Max Dupree. And then they kind of shedded that character and let him be who the LA Knight character actually is. So, I think that we see a real superstar in the making, man. I hope that they keep giving LA Knight some adversity, because if they put the belt on him too soon and he doesn't deliver, then they're gonna be like, "Oh, see, we told you he wasn't the guy." Yeah. When in actuality, he very well could be the guy. And I think that they should keep on denying him championship belts and let him really put on amazing matches, let the fans get him over, and then give him a Kofi Mania moment.
Mm-hmm. And I think for LA Knight, I think he's trying his hardest to like his in-ring ability is really good. He has really strong in-ring ability. I think he's trying so hard to make what he does in the ring match up to what he says and does on the microphone in terms of his character.
It should.
He have his moments where he's slipping off the ropes and he's doing that. Like the match he had with Sheamus was going great until the spot where he went to go leap to the top rope and it ended up falling on the outside. And, they went back and it was like, get it again. And he actually got it that time, but it was still kind of like, a little wobbly there. So I think if he just kind of dial it back a little bit, get what he can do perfectly with no problem over, and then bring out the big stuff, then that would draw. And that's we always say less is more, and it's more about emotion over motion. So if he can go out there and work a headlock for 5 minutes and make it look entertaining and really good, once he does like jump to the top rope or something, it's going to make it look like even spectacular, because they were like, oh wow, I didn't know this man could do that. Like I have stuff that I've done. And I'm actually going to share a video in a little while on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast Facebook page, where I can do a God, what's the name of it? I just lost the name of it just that fast.
Suicida.
No, it's not even that. It's a Spanish Fly.
Spanish Fly. Okay.
I can do a Spanish Fly. I just don't do it every match because it doesn't require me doing it every match. But I can do one. And a lot of guys like, oh, you can't do no Spanish Fly. You can't do a moonsault on them. I can show you better than I can tell you. But again, I don't have to do it every match. My character does not call for me to do a bunch of high-flying stuff. So I think LA Knight just has to dial it back just a little bit, do what you can do great for a little while, and then when you have those big match moments where you got to pull out something a little extra, pull out something a little extra.
Right. I definitely agree with that, man. I think he's on his way, man. You know, the people are definitely behind him. I think that the front desk is seeing that. I mean, the back office is seeing that he's undeniable. So we'll see if they, do something with him. I think that the opportunity that he got to win the Battle Royal at SummerSlam should have been with some type of stipulation or a title shot of something to make it make sense. But we'll see, man. I think they should go ahead and try to put the U.S. title on. You know what I'm saying? I think if they do that, then they get a gauge and see how he does with the championship. And if he is the guy, take over the reins and take over the company. Mr. Everything, man, thank you for joining us. Let the beautiful people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
Absolutely. You already know I'm always wrestling. I'm always somewhere. This Saturday, I'm in Dunn, North Carolina, taking on Trey Havoc for the next level heavyweight championship. Next week, I am in, what is next week? It's the end of the month. I'm local somewhere. I'm local somewhere. I'm not going too far. And then I got to go back to Arkansas on September 9th. Take on one DJ Brown. And then at the beginning of October, I'm going to Montreal, Canada for the very first time to go and wrestle out there for a couple of days. So that's going to be exciting and very fun. I just got accepted to another magazine for modeling. So once that drops, I will share the link for you guys to be able to purchase it either digitally or on print. If you buy the print version, and you happen to see me somewhere, I will sign your print version. Just let me know, hey, Mr. Everything, I bought the print version. Or if you want to mail it to me to have it be signed, I would do that and I would mail it right back to you. I would put all the information in terms of how to send it to my business, mailing address. And that's pretty much it, man. Just making moves, kind of get this personal training thing going. That's something we're going to talk sidebar and kind of push that a little bit, what we talked about before. Other than that, man, just being Mr. Everything everywhere.
Oh man, it's good to hear that, man. Where can people find you, man, on your social medias?
Absolutely. Go to Instagram, Roosevelt Conyers LLC, and go to my TikTok. In the words of Brian Renegade, TikTok. Go to my TikTok, official _ Mr. Everything, and see all the crazy workouts that I put up there. Transitioning my TikTok into just workout type stuff, but it's so hard to not put up the funny stuff. It's so hard. But I'm trying. So just go take a look and see what I got going on.
I know you do reaction videos, man. It'd be cool to see you do reaction videos to like gym fails, workout fails, and stuff like that. I think that'll be cool.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do some with the gym fails, workout fails, and I'm gonna attempt the workout that they actually failed at.
I like that to show the correct way to do it.
Yeah,
I think you got something there, brother.
You got something. Mr. Brian Renegade El Capitan with the good old idea.
You know what I mean? I keep an idea too. You know what I'm saying?
What you got going on? What could the beautiful people find you at, bro?
Oh man, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. Right now, the main thing that's on my mind is preparing for this wedding that I got in October, man. So, just trying to get everything together for this pricey endeavor. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool, man. Other than that, man, you can go to my site. I do marketing and advertising at theheadshotheroes.com. We have over 65 million impressions online for local businesses and pushing content for local businesses. So if you need marketing and advertising, it's right here, theheadshotheroes.com. and support your boy. And then other than that, man, we've got nonprofit Blue Hearts for Autism. We are raising awareness for individuals and families that have autism and providing resources. We got the podcast coming out soon called Ain't That Autism, and I'm working on the books, both ebooks and physical books for Ain't That Autism, to give parents, young parents, a guide to dealing with children who have special needs. So if you want to, you can go over to blueheartsforautism.com and support. You can donate, you can buy coffee, you can buy paraphernalia, all kind of stuff at blueheartsforautism.com. And of course, we got the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. We are growing in 11 countries on 15 different platforms, 2.1 million impressions online, and we have had some of the greatest legendary stars in wrestling history on the podcast, and we only a year in. So keep on supporting your boys and what we got going on, because we got more for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And if you want to support the show, only thing that you have to do is go to our social medias, man. You can go to our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook group at the Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can go to our Facebook page at the BD Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast and we share all of our content. You can go to our Twitter at Best Damn Crew. You can visit us on Twitch at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And you can visit our TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. If you want to support the show, only thing that you have to do is go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. My lips kind of got stuck together when I was saying that. As low as $5. Only thing that you have to do is go to patreon.com and sign up. And you can support your boys for a little as $5. We got all kind of behind the scenes footage, knickknacks, paddywhacks, special episodes, all that jazz over there at our Patreon, www.patreon.com/the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. Go over there, sign up, and support your boys. You know what I'm saying? We is growing. We is growing. Oh, man. Listen, Mr. Everything, you know we do this each and every Wednesday. We got to give the people a word of motivation. We got to give the people a word of advice. We got to give the people something to get them through their work week, and when they dealing with them badass kids and their annoying ass co-workers and their overbearing boss. Give the beautiful people a word from Mr. Everything.
So I'm not very religious. I'm a little spiritual every now and then. I really don't listen to gospel music. That's just my preference. But for some reason, this song came into my heart yesterday, and I had to put it on the speakers and blast it on my way to work. And that is, Jesus will work it out. If you let him, he will work it out. And I really felt that yesterday. And I actually sent it to my mom, and I sent it to my sister and a friend of mine. And I was like, yo, this is my heart song for today. And my mother called me and she was like, why'd you send me that song? And I was like, it was on my heart. Why? She's like, I really needed that right then. She said, I'm dealing with a lot, and I really needed to know that everything that I'm dealing with will be worked out. And, so just let Jesus take care of it. Don't worry about it. It'll get worked out. If you got bills, God got it. If you got stress, God's got it. If you got health issues, God's got it. Kids getting on your nerves, God's got it. Husband and wife getting on your nerves, God's got it. You got $1 to your name, God's got it. So don't worry about it. It'll all get worked out in the end.
We'll work it out. Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. That's a good word. Preaching today from Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews. That was a good word, man. Amen, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Amen. I think my final word would be the inspiration that you want to see in your life. Be the inspiration that you want to see in your life. sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit of how much power that we actually have, how much influence that we actually have, how many people actually look up to us for certain things and look for us uh, when when we're not even present. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's hard to go through your day and try to get some motivation. I listen to a lot of motivational tapes and stuff, and it's kind of hard to give yourself motivation throughout the day. You know what I mean? But sometimes you just got to be that inspiration that you want to see in your life. You know what I'm saying? Start doing something a little bit every day to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Start telling yourself positive affirmations, and you can change your life around, man, if you really want to. You know what I'm saying? You just got to surround yourself with the right resources, the right people, and the right message. You know what I'm saying? So be the inspiration that you want to see out in the world. If you want to see people helping people, then go help somebody. If you want to see mankind do something and help out their fellow man, then go and listen to somebody that don't have anybody for them to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Be the inspiration. Be the help that you want to see in your life. That is a word from your boy, Brian Renegade. Listen, man, we held you for about an hour and 30 minutes. Close to it. Can't hold you no more. We love you. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday. You can check out all the episodes of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast on every platform: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, anywhere that you can get your podcast and that you listen to podcasts. Go and listen to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast and tell your grandma, tell your uncles, tell your mammy, tell your cousins and them about the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. We got something good going on. You know what I'm saying? Get you a slice of this pie before it's too late. Oh, man. Mr. Everything, thank you, my friend. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
Well, thank you. You are the El Capitan of all capitans, and we couldn't do this without you, brother.
Better know it. Hold on real quick before we leave, man. I know we played it on the last podcast, man, but I got to just go ahead and see if you have a name for this move, man. The fans are adding names onto it, but we got to get the official name for Mr. Everything. So let me play this clip of Mr. Everything doing this fantastic move and beautiful people. I want you to go back, watch this clip, and give Mr. Everything some ideas of a name for this move that I think should be either his signature move or his finisher, but we'll see.
Take 3 seconds gets out of that, and it takes to pin somebody where you're like, you're going to have to take some.
But again, what does that put Victor Andrews in this? I mean, he just took the number one contender to the limit. Look at this. Oh, he's got him up. Nathan Cross in some real trouble here. Round and round we go. Oh, my God.
With no hands.
That's making me dizzy. And oh, that was nasty. And still only a 2 count.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Everything but the kick the thing.
I first saw Cesaro do that move, and I was like, "Yo, that's dope." And I'm starting to use it a lot more, and I'm using it on bigger guys too. I just did it this past Sunday in Charlotte, and yeah, I don't have a name. Maybe Revolutionary.
I like that. Yeah.
A little something. But yeah, Best Damn Nation. Give me a name for that move, man, and tell me if you want to see me do it a little bit more often, or or how big of an opponent you want to see me try that on. Because your boy is strong. Your boy is strong. Okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little story. Your boy is strong. Okay, the legs are powerful. The back is strong. Okay, 3 kids for a reason.
Strong.
Wrong.
Yeah, you gotta say it with a C. Strong.
And I got another move. Once I get the video, I'll send it to you. It's a triple Samoan drop. And it's I pick the guy up, I hit one Samoan, I roll backwards, and I lift him up off the mat, deadlift, straight flats, and stand up with him on my shoulders and go for a second one, and I do a third one. And I call that my KO can because it takes a lot of Dragon Ball Z energy to be able to do that.
I like that too, man. Maybe, just an idea. Maybe you can finish that last one with like a Samoan driver. I think that'll be a really cool 2 Samoan drops and the Samoan driver to end it. Oh man, that's dope.
Yeah,
I like it.
I don't know how
that's going to.
CW has actually told me, he was like, yeah, do something different at the end. Maybe a DVD. You know, maybe you could try that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give that a try. But I just been so invested in the triple Samoans because it's like, you know, standing up with a man your size or heavier off the mat, flat, is just, you know, astounding all in itself. So we're gonna give that a try.
I dig it, man. I want to see it if you do. So, you know what I'm saying? You should definitely record that. And then we're going to get some more footage of Mr. Everything in the School of Everything. You know what I'm saying? Practicing some moves and doing some workouts. So, Mr. Everything, if people want to go see your workout videos, where can they go?
Go to the TikTok. Go to the TikTok right now and see my workout videos. I'm going to redo my YouTube pretty soon. A lot of it's just wrestling matches, but I'm going to start putting some training videos up there. I actually have a young lady that I'm going to train tomorrow, her very first day of training, and she is going to be, well, hopefully the world's not listening, but if they are, she is going to be my China. She is going to be my China. So when she debuts, we're going to shock the world. And grab the horn, the deer by the horn, the bull by the horns, and ride that wave as long as we can. She's a power lifter. She does competitions, and she's amazing. And she's going to have her very first day tomorrow. And let's see how much she actually can withstand with training with Mr. Everything.
Question. How does Superstar Rome feel about all this? Have you talked to him? Have you consulted him at all about his replacement?
Ada Pepe.
Ada Pepe.
Ada Pepe. Ain't got this nobody. Ain't nobody scared of him. Ain't nobody scared of them boys from Chicago. I'm Chi-Town. Okay? He do what I tell him to do, unless it's gonna be trouble. I did talk to him and tell him, you know, he's got to be focused in school. I'm keeping him focused in school. I think he's wanted to transition into boxing. He's been doing some trainings with me, and he's amazing. He catches on really fast, so I'm going to try him out with boxing for a little while, just for the self-defense aspect and the discipline aspect. And when me and his mom sit down and have a conversation about how well he's doing, maybe we'll bring him back to the wrestling. Maybe we'll bring him to the local shows. So you guys stay tuned. You're only going to know if you watch the Best Damn Wrestling podcast, what's going to happen. We're not going to post it. I'm not even going to post it. You're only going to know if you're watching the show. So, you want to know Superstar Rome and where he's going to return and have his grand re-debut and come back to wrestling, you got to watch the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. Alexa, play the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. Siri, play the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. AOL, dial up, all of it.
All of it.
Connected to everything.
You can make some smoke signals. Play that podcast. That's it. That's right, man. Hey, listen, man. Follow Mr. Everything and everything that he got going on. Follow your boy Brian Renegade and see what I got going on. And follow our show on all our platforms to see what we got going on. On the next Best Damn Wrestling podcast.
Bye-bye, bitch.